I think we can all agree on one thing. Rockstar makes some pretty damn awesome games. But there's one thing that they're pretty terrible at, and that's communication. If you look at other game developers like, for example, Treyarch, and the only reason I'm giving that as an example is because I've literally just come off playing Blackout, but jokes aside, one of the things that the Treyarch does very well is that every time they do an update or they're working on something, they actively engage within the community, communicating on what their plans are for the future, giving out hints and stuff on social media, whether it be David Vandehar or their official Twitter. They're always in touch with the community, and this is just one of the many examples of what developers are doing. However, with Rockstar, there's always this mystery hanging around, and in a way, of course, this is also part of the charm, but it might have worked a couple of years ago and everyone would appreciate it, but these days, especially with the way social media works and everyone wanting to know basically everything and the instant gratification, getting to know everything and being up to date with literally everything that's going on is something that gamers these days are really looking forward to having. Unfortunately, Rockstar still kind of decides to do what they do best. One of the very first examples of them actually taking a right step into, towards that direction that a lot of people would like to see is a couple of weeks ago, they actually gave us a roadmap of what we can expect within Red Dead Online in terms of when modes were going to be released. Now, this of course is already, history, but it showed that they were at least taking a first step in the many steps they still have to take in order to really start communicating with the community. They've opened up feedback pages for Red Dead Online and GTA Online, and personally, with these feedback series, I've been really going, a kind of quote-unquote ham on giving my side of the story and what I personally think, and really hoping that with this word that I'm putting out, a lot of you will be encouraged to start giving some feedback and hopefully shape Red Dead or GTA 6 Online or even GTA Online into what it could definitely be. Because without Rockstar knowing what we want, they don't know where to cater to. Now, having said all that, Red Dead Online is taking a pretty okay step with that so far. They really seem to be knowing what exactly they're wanting to do and what steps they're going to take, and especially with the recent announcement of there going to be new DLC within Red Dead Online in sometime in spring, it's good to know that we can expect something. However, when it comes to GTA Online, their lips are pretty sealed about a lot of things. Like, typically an announcement for next DLC is a couple of days before, and that's kind of it. Now, whether it being a business decision or not, it's still relatively frustrating for a lot of us people because we really want to know what to expect. A lot of people are just going by rumors now, thinking that, Tuesday there could be a DLC or whatever, but typically all these rumors and all these quote-unquote, basically bullshit really just turns into frustration and people just following a bunch of lies, bullshit and rumors and hoping for the best. If there would be an official word from Rockstar out and saying, hey, there's not going to be a DLC for a couple of months, then people know what to expect. They can start stocking up on money, really start preparing for a new DLC. Now, obviously, some might argue it's one of the reasons why they really don't, because if the people don't really have any money, then you can't have enough money to purchase the DLC, you'll buy shark cards, yada yada yada. That might be a business decision, but I guess anyone who's really playing the game for a while now would really know that every couple of months you get a new DLC and you need about 10 to 20 million for every DLC possible. And really, it's not really hard to figure out how much you will need and how much you have to play to acquire that. Personally, I'm always fully prepared for stuff, and I make sure that I don't have $200,000 sitting in my bank account and then hoping that they might, have reasonable prices for once, which will save all that argument for another time. It's not really interesting to go about that right now because I want my comment section to remain relatively clean for this one. But all that aside though, I really hope that Rockstar is going to take more and more steps into the right direction that we're looking for. Red Dead Online is doing that, but especially with Red Dead Online, they really have to focus on giving us as much information as they can without trying to give us false information, because saying spring is nice and vague. It's reasonably clear enough for us to be like, okay, hey, sometime in spring we can expect it. Obviously spring is only 3 months long, so, but then again, we also didn't really hear much about, certain feedback that we have given from the community on, and we haven't really heard anything about what they've done with the feedback that has been given, right? I know this might be nitpicking and being very nitpicky about everything, but really in these times and in these days where even if there's in the slightest sort of controversy or whatever, or something that people don't agree on, or like nerves or anything, like communication of what's going on just an ever so slightly behind the scenes, or what things are being decided, or when we can expect certain things, or balancing, or anything along those lines. Like, if not for GTA Online, hopefully for GTA 6 and at least Red Dead Online, hopefully we can expect Rockstar to be a lot more open about everything. Like with Red Dead Online, they're really taking the right steps already, but it would be really nice to like get some updates here and there. Like even in their weekly updates, like, you know, maybe every other week or something, give us an ever so slight teaser of what we can expect within like a next DLC, maybe a slight screen or anything, like something that like grab onto and think, okay, you know, it's getting closer, we can expect something coming soon. Anything that gives us like confidence that's like, okay, we can expect this thing to come out relatively soon. And one thing I do want to say though, and this is coming from personal experience as well, is that the community team definitely does know what's going on inside of the community, what people are talking about, what their opinions are, and especially with the feedback page, I really have a good feeling that they do know what people are saying and what they really want to have inside of their game. But that's just what I personally think. Obviously, I'd love to know what you guys think in those comments down below. What would you like to see from Rockstar? Would you like to see weekly or monthly updates of what's going on in both games, or are you okay with the current way how they're doing it now? Let me know in those comments down below. But with all that said and with all that done, thank you all so very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all later.